They called him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know who holds the future, and life is worth the living just because He lives.
Hello, I just woke up from a nap and I'm like, oh, I might as well go do my Bible. And no, I haven't touched nothing today. I've let it just sit there. Alright, so we're going to start on Leviticus. And we're going to start with number 1. And the Lord called unto Moses, and spoke unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord, ye shall bring your offering of a cattle, even of the herd of the flock. There's mama cat over there. And his offering to be burnt sacrifice of the herd. Let him offer a male without blemish. He shall offer it of his own voluntary will at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord. And he shall put his hands upon the head of the burnt offering, and it shall be accepted for him, and make atonement for him. And he shall kill the bullock before the Lord, and the priest Aaron's son shall bring the blood, and sprinkle the blood around about upon the altar that is by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. He shall fillet the burnt offering, and cut it into his pieces. And the son of Aaron, the priest, shall put fire upon the altar, and lay the wood in order upon the fire. And the priest, Aaron's son, shall lay the head and the fat in the order upon the wood that is on the fire, which is upon the altar. But his inwards and his legs shall he wash in water, and the priest shall burn all on the altar to be a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire, a sweet savour unto the Lord. And if his offering be of a flock, namely of sheep, or of the goat for a burnt sacrifice, he shall bring it a male without blemish. And he shall kill it on the side of the altar northward before the Lord. And the priest, Aaron's son, shall sprinkle his blood upon the altar. And he shall cut it into his pieces with his head and his fat. And the priest shall lay them in order on the wood that is on the fire, which is upon the altar. And he shall wash the inward and the legs with water. And the priest shall bring it all and burn it upon the altar. It is a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire, of sweet savour unto the Lord. And if the burnt offering for his offering to the Lord be a fowl, then he shall bring his offering of a turtle dove, or of a young pigeon. And the priest shall bring it into the altar, and wring off its head, and burn it on the altar, and the blood thereof shall be wrung out at the side of the altar. And he shall pluck away his crop with his feathers, and cast it beside the altar, on the east part, by the place of the ashes. And he shall cleave it with the wings thereof, but shall not divide it asunder. And the priest shall burn it on the altar upon the wood that is on the fire. It is a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire, a sweet savor unto the Lord. Alright, well now we're on number 2. And when any offer a meat offering unto the Lord, his offering shall be of fine flour, and he shall pour oil upon it, and put frankincense thereon. And he shall bring it to Aaron's son, the priest, and he shall take thereout his handful of the flour thereof, and of the oil thereof, with all the frankincense thereof, and the priest shall burn the memorial of it upon the altar, to be an offering made by fire, a sweet savor unto the Lord. And the raiment of the meat offering shall be Aaron's and his son. It is a thing most holy of the offering of the Lord made by fire. And if thou bring an oblation of meat offering, baken in the oven, it shall be unleavened cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, an unleavened wafer anointed with oil. And if thy oblation be a meat offering, baken in a pan, it shall be of fine flour unleavened mingled with oil. Thou shalt part it in pieces, and pour oil thereon. It is a meat offering. And if thy oblation be a meat offering baked in a frying pan, it shall be made of fine flour with oil. And thou shalt bring the meat offering that is made of the things unto the Lord, and then it is presented into the priest. He shall bring it into the altar. Alright, let me let her out. Alrighty, number 9. And he shall take from the meat offering a memorial thereof, and shall burn it upon the altar. It is an offering made by fire, a sweet savor unto the Lord. And that which is left of the meat offering shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is a thing most holy of the offering of the Lord made by fire. No meat offering which ye shall bring unto the Lord shall be made with leaven. For ye shall burn no leaven, nor any honey, in any offering of the Lord made by fire. As for the oblation, oblation, of the first fruits, ye shall offer them unto the Lord, but they shall not be burnt on the altar for a sweet savor. And every oblation of thy meat offering shall be seasoned with salt. Neither shalt thou suffer the salt of the covenant of thy God to be lacking from thy meat offering. With all thine offering thou shalt offer salt. And if thou offer a meat offering of the first fruits, unto the meat offering of the first fruits green ears of corn, dried by the fire, even corn beaten out of the full ears. Thou shalt put oil upon it, and lay frankincense thereon, and it shall be a meat offering. And the priest shall burn the memorial of it, part of the beaten corn thereof, and part of the oil thereof, with the frankincense thereof. It is an offering made by fire to the Lord. Now we are on number 3. See how big it is. I'll go ahead and read it. Number 3, and if his oblation be a sacrifice of peace offering, if he offer it of the herd, whether it be a male or female, he shall offer it without blemish before the Lord. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of the offering, and kill at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aaron's son the priest shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar around about. And he shall offer at the sacrifice of the peace offering an offering made by fire unto the Lord, the fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inward, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, which is by the flinks, and the craw above the liver, with the kidney. It shall be taken away. And Aaron's son shall burn it upon the altar, upon the burnt sacrifice, which is upon the wood that is on the fire. It is an offering made by fire of the sweet savor unto the Lord. And if his offering for a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Lord be of the flock, male or female, he shall offer it without blemish. If he offer a lamb for his offering, then shall he offer it before the Lord. And he shall lay his hands upon the head of his offering, and kill it before the tabernacle of the congregation, and Aaron shall sprinkle the blood thereof around about upon the altar. And he shall offer of the sacrifice of the peace offering an offering made by fire unto the Lord, the fat thereof, and the whole rump, and it shall be take off herd by the backbone, and the fat that covereth the inward, and all the fat that is upon the inward, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is made by the flinks, and the caul above the liver, and the kidneys, it shall be taken away. And the priest shall burn it upon the altar. It is a food of the offering made by fire unto the Lord. And if his offering be of goat, then he shall offer it before the Lord. And he shall lay his hands upon the head of it, and kill it before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the sons of Aaron shall sprinkle the blood thereof upon the altar round about. And he shall offer thereof his offering, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord, the fat that covereth the inward, and all the fat that is upon the inward, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flank, and the craw above the liver, and the kidneys, it shall be taken away. And the priest shall burn them upon the altar. It is the food of the offering made by fire for the sweet savor. All the fat is the Lord's. And it shall be a perpetual statute for your generation throughout all your dwellings, that ye eat neither fat nor blood. So we're not supposed to eat the fat either. So that would be the lard. You know what we call lard. That's a little bit. I didn't know that. Alright, we're on number 4. And it's a little bit longer, but we're going to go for it. Okay, and the Lord spoke unto Moses saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a soul shall sin through ignorance against any of the commandments of the Lord concerning things which ought not to be done, and shall do against any of them, if the priest that is anointed do sin according to the sin of the people, then let him bring for his sin which he has sinned a young bullock without blemish unto the Lord for a sin offering. And he shall bring the bullock unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord. He shall lay his hands upon the bullock's head and kill the bullocks before the Lord. And the priest that is anointed shall take of the bullock's blood and bring it into the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall dip his finger in the blood and sprinkle of the blood 7 times before the Lord, before the veil of the sanctuary. And the priest shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar of a sweet incense before the Lord, which is in the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall pour all the blood of the bullock at the bottom of the altar of a burnt offering, which is at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Well, he most definitely ain't been out there. I think somebody's at my front door. I'll be right back. It must have been one of the dogs. So we can go ahead and go on. Let's see. Alright. 16. And the priest that is anointed shall bring the bullock blood to the tabernacle of the congregation, and the priest shall dip his finger in some of the blood and sprinkle it 7 times before the Lord, even before the veil. And he shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar, which is before the Lord, that is in the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall pour out all the blood at the bottom of the altar of the burnt offering, which is at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he shall take all his fat from him, and burn it upon the altar. And he shall do with the bullock as he did with the bullock for a sin offering. So shall he do with this, and the priest shall make atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven them. And he shall carry forth the bullock without the camp, and burn him as a burn the first bullock. It is a sin offering for the congregation. When a ruler has sinned and done somewhat through ignorance against any of the commandments of the Lord his God concerning things which should not be done, and is guilty, or if his sin wherewith he has sinned come to his knowledge, he shall bring his offering of a kid of a goat, a male without blemish. And he shall lay his hands upon the head of the goat, and kill it in the place where they kill the burnt offering before the Lord. It is a sin offering. And the Lord shall take of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, and put it upon the horns of the altar of the burnt offering, and shall pour out his blood at the bottom of the altar of the burnt offering. And he shall burn all his fat upon the altar, and the fat of the sacrifice of the peace offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for him as concerning his sin, and it shall be forgiven him. And if any one of the common people sin through ignorance, while he doeth somewhat against any of the commandments of the Lord concerning things which ought not to be done, and be guilty, or if his sin which he has sinned come to knowledge, then he shall bring his offering, a kid of a goat, a female without blemish, for his sin which he has sinned. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of the sin offering, and slay the sin offering in the place of the burnt offering. And the priest shall take of the blood thereof with his finger, and put it upon the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and shall pour out all the blood thereof at the bottom of the altar. And he shall take away all the fat thereof, and the fat is taken away from off the sacrifice of peace offering, and the priest shall burn it upon the altar for a sweet savor unto the Lord. And the priest shall make an atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. And if he bring a lamb for a sin offering, he shall bring it a female without blemish. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of the sin offering, and slay it for the sin offering in the place where they killed the burnt offering. And the priest shall take of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, and put it upon the horns of the altar of the offering, and shall pour out all the blood thereof at the bottom of the altar. And he shall take away all the fat thereof, as the fat of the lamb is taken away from the sanctuary of the peace offering, and the priest shall burn them upon the altar, according to the offering made by fire to the Lord. And the priest shall make an atonement for his sin that he hath committed, and it shall be forgiven him. Alrighty, I'm going to take me a minute, and then we'll come back, and I'll see if I can't read 5 and 6. Alright, I went on a sneezing rampage. Alright, let's see if we can't get 5 and 6. Oh, that's not. Alright, let's try this again. Number 5. And if a soul sin, and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness, whether he have been or know of it, or if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity. Or if a soul touch any unclean thing, whether it be a carcass of an unclean beast, or a carcass of an unclean cattle, or the carcass of an unclean creeping thing, and if it be hidden from him, he also shall be unclean and guilty. Okay, let's go back up here to number 1, about swearing. This is not talking about the individual word, the bad word. It's talking about, like, I swear I didn't do it. I swear by my mother's grave. You know, stuff like that is what this is talking about. Alright? And I'm not quite for sure about the unclean carcasses yet. So we're going to see what we can do. Alright, number 3. Or if he touches the uncleanness of a man, whatsoever uncleanliness it be that a man shall be defiled withal, and it shall be hid from him. When he knoweth of it, then he shall be guilty. Or if a soul swear pronouncedly with his lips to do evil, or to do good, whatsoever it be that a man shall pronounce of an oath. See, this is an oath. And it be hidden from him, and he knoweth of it, then he shall be guilty in one of these. And it shall be, when he shall be guilty in one of these things, that he shall confess that he has sinned in that thing. And if he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord for his sin which he has sinned, a female from the flock, a lamb or a kid of the goat, for a sin offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for him concerning his sin. And if he be not able to bring a lamb, then he shall bring for his trespass which he hath committed 2 turtle doves, or 2 young pigeons, unto the Lord for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. And he shall bring them unto the priest, which shall offer that which is for the sin offering first, and wring off his head from his neck, but shall not divide it asunder. And he shall sprinkle of the blood of the sin offering upon the side of the altar, and the rest of the blood shall he wring out on the bottom of the altar. And it is a sin offering. And he shall offer the secondary for the burnt offering according to the manner, and the priest shall make an atonement for him for his sin which he hath sinned, and it shall be forgiven him. And if he be not able to bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, then he that sinned shall bring for his offering the 10th part of an ephod of fine flour for a sin offering, and he shall put no oil upon it, neither shall he put any frankincense thereon, for it is a sin offering. Then shall he bring it to the priest, and the priest shall take his handful of it, even a memorial thereof, and burn it on the altar, according to the offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a sin offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him, as touching his sin that he has sinned in one of these. It shall be forgiven him, and the raiment shall be the priest as a meat offering. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, if a soul commits a trespass, and has sinned throughout ignorance in the holy things of the Lord, then he shall bring for his trespass unto the Lord a ram without blemish out of the flock, with the instrumentals of shekels of silver, after the shekel of the sanctuary, for a trespass offering. And he shall make amends for the harm that he had done in the holy thing, and shall add the 5th part unto thereto, and give it to the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him for the ram of the trespass offering, and it shall be forgiven him. And if a soul sins, and commits any of these things which are forbidden to be done by the commandments of the Lord, though he wist it not, yet is he guilty, he shall bear his iniquity. And he shall bring a ram without blemish out of the flock, out of the estimates, for a trespass offering unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him concerning his ignorance, wherein he erred, and wist it not, and it shall be forgiven him. It is a trespass offering. He has certainly trespassed against the Lord. Alright, we're on number 6. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, if a soul sin and commits a trespass against the Lord, and lie unto his neighbor, in that which he delivered him to keep or to fellowship, or in a thing taken away by violence, or hath deceived his neighbor, or hath found that which was lost, and lieth concerning it, and sweareth falsely in any of all that a man doeth, sinneth therein. Then it shall be, because he hath sinned, he is guilty, that he shall restore that which he took violently away, for the thing which he hath deceitfully gotten, or that which was delivered him to keep, for the lost thing which he found, or all about which he hath sworn falsely, he shall even restore it in the principal, and shall add the 4th part more thereof, and give it unto him to whom he apparenteth in the day of the trespass offering. And he shall bring his trespass offering to the Lord, a ram without blemish, out of the flock, with thy estimates, for a trespass offering unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord, and it shall be forgiven him for anything of all that he hath done in the trespass therein. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, command Aaron and his sons, saying, this is the law of the burnt offering. It is the burnt offering because of the burning upon the altar all night unto the morning, and the fire of the altar shall be burning in it. And the priest shall put on his linen garments, and his linen breeches shall he put upon the flesh, on his flesh, and take up the ashes which the fire has consumed with the burnt offering on the altar, and he shall put them beside the altar. He shall put off his garments, and put on the other garments, and carry forth the ashes without the camp unto the clean place. And the fire upon the altar shall be burning in it, and it shall not be put out. And the priest shall burn wood on it every morning, and lay the burnt offering in order upon it, and he shall burn thereon the fat of the place offering, the fat of the peace offering. The fire shall ever be burning upon the altar, and it shall never go out. This is the law of the meat offering. The son of Aaron shall offer it before the Lord before the altar, and he shall take of it his handful of flour of the meat offering, and of the oil thereof, and all the frankincense which is upon the meat offering, and shall burn it upon the altar for a sweet savor, even the memorial of it unto the Lord. And the remainder thereof shall Aaron and his son eat. With the unleavened bread shall it be beaten in the holy place, in the court of the tabernacle of the congregation. They shall eat it. And it shall be baken with leaven. I have given it unto them for a portion of my offering made by fire. It is most holy, as is the sin offering and the trespass offering. All the males among the children of Aaron shall eat of it, and it shall be a statute forever in your generation concerning the offering of the Lord made by fire. Every one that touches them shall be holy. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, this is the offering of Aaron. Alright. I'll be back. Alright, I think I got it. I started, man. Alright, I'm going to start with 19. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, this is the offering of Aaron and his sons, which they shall offer unto the Lord in the day when he is anointed. The 10th part of the ephod of fine flour for the meat offering, perpetual half of it in the morning, and half thereof at night. In a pan it shall be made with oil, and when it is baken, thou shalt bring it in, and baking pieces of the meat offering shalt thou offer for a sweet savor unto the Lord. And the priest of his son that is anointed in the stead shall offer it. It is a statute forever unto the Lord. It shall be wholly burnt. For every meat offering for the priest shall be wholly burnt. I'm going to try this again. My stomach just got upset all at one time. And the Lord, okay, I'm going to start on 24. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speaking to Aaron and to his son, saying, this is the law of the sin offering. In the place where the burnt offering is killed shall be a sin offering be killed before the Lord. It is most holy. And the priest that offer it for sin shall eat it. In the holy place shall it be eaten, in the court of the tabernacle of the congregation. Whatsoever shall touch the flesh thereof shall be holy. And when there is sprinkled of the blood thereupon any garment, thou shalt wash that thereon, and it was sprinkled in the holy place. But the earthen vessel therein is a sodden shall be broken. And if it be sodden in the basin pot, it shall be both sacred in the rinsing in water. All the male among the priests shall eat thereof. It is most holy. and no sin offering thereof, any of the blood is brought into the tabernacle of the congregation to reconcile with all in the holy place shall be eaten. It shall be burnt in the fire. Alright. I'm going to quit right here. We are on, when we come back, it'll be Leviticus 7. So, I will see you then. Tomorrow. This is how to donate to my PayPal. You come down here to Poor Man's Sewing, and you mash on Poor Man's Sewing. Then you go over here to About. You mash on About. And right here is to donate to Poor Man's Sewing.